studio art because it gave me a wide variety of different art medias. Like, it wasn't just painting and drawing. I got to do ceramics, I got to do printmaking, which got me in love with printmaking. Like, I do it at home now in my own time, and I spend my own money on it because it introduced me into something that I love doing, and there's like endless possibilities to it.
Something I've learned in studio art is like I've learned how to like blend better, learn certain words that I didn't know before, and actually have like experienced like art, I guess you could say, for like the first time in like actual like art class instead of like middle school class. It's like more advanced.
A studio art, I think, is a very important course to take because, especially for high school, it's the first stepping stone into a lot of different pathways if you're interested in art. And really, it's the first class that you get to deal with so many different kinds of medias, and you really get to figure out which media you're really interested in and which one you think you might want to pursue in if you're looking into a career of art.
Take studio and art. It's more fun than your report card, kids.
I did drawing and painting because I'm really into art and I wanted to get better with it.
I did this because I find it relaxing and I like drawing.
I'm enjoying painting because I like art.
Right now we're doing like portrait drawings and using pastels, so I am drawing this portrait of my cousin and then like I'm going to use pastels to like color it in.
We're experimenting with different mediums. Right now we're doing pastels. Before we did charcoals. We're sort of experimenting with that.
But really make sure that you want to do something like this. It can be stressful at times, but you'll get over it.
Spend time with your drawings. Don't rush it. If it doesn't feel right, just go to the teacher, ask for advice. People are willing to help you. There's always room for improvement with art, and that's the good thing about art. So.
It's a very fun course. We get to kind of any idea that we've had or like thought about for a really long time, we've been able to do in this class because it's a very free class. We get to work all of the skills that we've been trying to work for a long time.
I think you definitely learn how to improve your technique. That was one of the biggest things that happened for me, at least to begin with, is my technique got a lot better. It kind of definitely refined really quickly.
Like there's ceramics and there's sculpture and there's like drawing and painting, but in this class you get to do pretty much whatever you want. Like I've done a lot of paintings, I've done a lot of drawings, I've also done a little bit of sculpture, and like I've even gone into like the art lab and I've done some things on the computers there.
I think they would be surprised at the amount of work time. That was something that really surprised me, the amount of time that you get to actually devote to your projects instead of just copying something like in any other class where you'd just be taking notes. You're working all the time on your projects, and that's something that was a really big plus for me when I started taking this class.
I like photography because it's a nice, welcoming environment, and you know, it's just a fun class to have a break from all your other classes.
I take photography because it kind of lets me focus on my more creative side that other aspects of school don't allow you to focus on, and it's fun to kind of take a step back and like embrace what's happening in the world. I learned in photography that it's important to plan, but even if your plans don't work out, it's okay because you can also, something beautiful might happen by accident. Studio art is really important to take before photography because it teaches you the elements of art and the principles of design which you need to construct powerful photos, and they make the difference between like a snapshot and a photograph.
I think the thing I enjoy the most about this course is the sense of community you get with the students, last year especially, and this year with the students, that you have a lot of collaborative projects and you get to work together and collaborate between your scripts and your production and whatnot. And just last week I had a big crew and actors for a film that I was doing rather than just doing everything myself.
We learned about exactly how to make a film from the pre-production phase where you make a film treatment, you think of the idea, and then also to the filming phase where you have to get actors together, get spaces to film in, and then edit your movie together.
You get to learn all the different angles there is to put into a film, and like medium shot and like wide shot, and it's like I didn't realize how many shots there are that you can actually put into a film.
Some of the things that we learn are basically how to use all the tools in Adobe Illustrator. There's a lot and you can do a lot with them, so we start off with the basics of just creating shapes, and then we learn to merge the shapes, and then we learn how to use the colors, and it's really fun to use all those simple kind of tools to make something really complicated. Something that people might be surprised to learn about in this course is how quickly you pick everything up, because when you first open it, there's so many tools and you feel kind of overwhelmed, but as you go on, it's surprising to see how easy it is and how everything kind of clicks together, and it's just, it might seem overwhelming, but it's actually really fun to work with the program.
You learn how to use different Photoshop techniques in order to get different lightings and to make photos seem nice instead of really bad, and you learn how to use the different drawing tools in order to create digital image.
You can learn how to use like any Adobe program, so like Illustrate, Photoshop, Animate, anything really.
So what I'm making in ceramics is these mugs, and I made these mugs from my grandmother's doily, and I pressed it into the clay mugs, and so now I'm starting to paint them. It's just a lot of fun. I really like it.
Someone should probably take ceramics because there's a lot of freedom in it, and you get to choose what you want to make a lot of the time.
I enjoy about the sculpture class is the amount of problem solving and the actual building of the sculptures and the different variety of material we get to use. We use everything and anything.
Enjoying metalwork, I enjoyed a lot of the glass making that we did. I personally only did one project, but when watching one of the teachers use the glass and the torch and everything involved in it, it was very very different, especially for the school. Like that, I feel like that's something that you wouldn't see in many other places.
I chose this class because I really love working with special needs kids, and it's something that I'm considering pursuing as a career. We do lots of things. We paint, we draw, we're making robots right now, working with metal, glue, foil, all sorts of things. We do different things every day. So it's a lot of fun. I would definitely take the class. It's so much fun. It teaches a lot of patience, and it's not as much about being great at art, but working with kids and just having a lot of fun.
The reason I am doing this interview, unlike many other people, they're just doing it for fun, but Mr. Haneke saw that he really wanted me in this, and you know, he made it work, so it'll be okay.